Hello, and welcome to the February Macomb Park Board of Commissioners meeting. We'll start with the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And the agenda stands as approved. Consideration and action on the minutes from January meeting. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve. Approve. Not move to approve. Approve.
It's been moved. Do I have a second?
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the January meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the minutes stand approved. All right, Commissioner Ham, would you take us through our monthly transfers and financial statements?
Okay, thank you. For January, since we're starting at the beginning of the year to date on our budget, everything for the month, it will be the same. The consolidated fund, the cash on hand at the end of the month is $548,435. Revenues for January were $65 higher than the budget projections. Expenses ran $11,220 better than budget. So for the month year to date, we ended $11,265 better than budget. General fund, January ended with $350,387 cash on hand. The revenues ended the month $467 better than budget, and the expenses ran $19,086 less than budget. So overall, the month ended $19,553 better than budget. Corporate account, we ended the month year at, or beginning of the year, $9,475 better than budget. Recreation is $1,460 below budget. Lakeview ended $233 better than projections. Ball 4 ended $46 better than anticipated. Special rec, we ended $5,736 better than budget. The police count ended month $1,170 better than expected. Payroll, the wages ended the month $8,364 below the budget. Would like to note that in January, we did receive a personal property replacement tax check on January 13 in the amount of $15,983.
Thank you, Russ. Are there any questions for Commissioner Ham? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the bills, transfers, and monthly financial statements?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills and transfers and monthly financial statements.
I have a second.
I'll second.
It is moved and seconded that we approve the bills and transfers and the monthly financial statements. Chris, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Armstrong.
Aye.
Commissioner Selders.
Aye.
Commissioner Ham.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage.
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The bills and transfers of the monthly financial statements stand approved as published. Public presentations, we have none, so we'll move right into IAPD, Illinois Association of Park District Conference attendee reports. Michelle?
Hello, my name is Michelle Narvaez. I am the marketing specialist at Macomb Park District. I don't know if it's, yeah, anyways. So it was my first go at the IAPD IPRA conference, and I had a bit of, you know, like an idea of what it was going to be like. You know, Kara had briefed me, Rachel had briefed me, but I don't think I was quite prepared for the amount of information, and in a good way. I went, and I feel like it really gave me some good direction. I got so many ideas from looking at what other park districts were doing with the resources they had, but also in listening to their stories about how I could incorporate that into the park district and my duties. So as my first year as a marketing specialist, I've been having, you know, a large learning curve, just learning, you know, all and learning how to balance all of the marketing and going to events and taking all the photos and videos and putting it up, but I think it was really inspiring for me to go to the IPRA conference because I'm seeing my peers and seeing how they go out with such enthusiasm and they, you know, have all of the things that I'm equipped with, and they just like put it together into something that like the community really engages with, and yeah, I got a lot of that from just being there with my peers. But the sessions that I attended were very heavy on marketing strategies and creating emotional attachments with your community. So a lot of that was using language that the community recognizes, or including, you know, community faces, and also things that are more popular on social media right now are videos. And so I'm making a commitment to making more videos and going out there and, you know, being more creative with that. People engage more with people, you know, and that's really what we want to see. So I intend to do that going forward. Also, I had the privilege of seeing the agency showcase while I was there. Kara had warned me. She was like, "You're gonna want to stay there forever," and that was the truth. You know, I was in there, and I think I took pictures of everything. I was standing there, and between sessions, I would just gravitate back, and it was, you know, everything from social media posts to large, like scale, like posters and photo ops, and like even they had some murals, and that really got me going. You know, it's planted a seed for me. And I the most impactful session that I actually had was on youth engagement, and it was not so heavy on marketing, but it was more about community and what community is interested in, creating community-driven programs. And so for me, it really illuminated how people like what people are looking for and how to survey for that. And some really important points that I got from that is creating surveys that don't seem like surveys, so people actually want to take them. So, you know, creating activities at our events that are more like, you know, draw your favorite part of this program, or show your favorite day in the park. And it's a lot of things that people will want to draw, and then you can draw from their materials and design something that is more community driven. And me personally, you know, I'm an artist. I graduated with my degree in graphic design, and so I'm always thinking about how I can incorporate that into my professional life. And so I saw a really, you know, a big need for arts programming while I was there. It was amazing seeing all of the things going on with like sports and aquatics, and I was like, wow, this is really awesome. But I, you know, was shocked to see there wasn't too much talk about art programming. I mean, I would talk about people and they'd have like painting in the park and stuff like that. But having really, you know, committing to that would be an awesome thing to see the Park District do. And so I'm going to write some proposals and give them to Rachel and Kara and see, you know, where that will go. But yeah, that, you know, I'm excited to go back again. I mean, I feel like my brain expanded 5 times while I was there. So it's, you know, for a really long time, like maybe a week or, yeah, probably a week afterward, I was still reflecting on like all the little things. Yeah.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for Michelle?
I'd like to compliment you on your presentation because I can relate to that. I understand exactly where you're coming from as a young individual, new to the job duties and responsibilities. Now you have a network, or at least an idea of others in your area where you can make a little bit more of an understanding of and help this district grow.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time going up there.
Yeah, no, I loved the
Sounds very
opportunity.
inspiring.
Thank you. It was very inspiring. I mean, it was awesome.
And a little overwhelming for your first time.
It was.
Like 4,000
I got lost maybe a couple times, you know, it was huge.
Still get lost. It's okay. That's awesome.
You want a little inspiration to keep it going, so that's fantastic.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you.
Commissioner Weiss, you want to talk about your
Sure,
conference?
sure. I obviously had an opportunity to participate in a number of sessions. There were three particular ones that I'd talk about tonight. I received some really good information on how to successfully pass a referendum. So that was interesting because you never know, right?
Right.
So that session, it included key points regarding like public engagement, keeping things legal. Yeah, I figured you'd like that, Emily. And the all-important key point that many of us forget to use, communication. Another session that I sat in was the navigating politically sensitive community projects and issues. And that presentation outlined the importance of transparency, common hot button issues like the previous session I just spoke about, referendum and new taxes, types of interaction with the public, and a nice review regarding Open Meetings Act and FOIA. So it's always good to rehash on that kind of stuff. And finally, I wanted to give and hopefully I'm not going to overstep on your presentation, Neil, but wanted to give both Jeremy Robinette and Neil Armstrong a hearty congratulations on their outstanding presentation, which was called Stepping Away from Stigmas and Spotlights, Veterans in Outdoor Spaces. I won't go into too much detail because I'm assuming you'll probably want to talk about that a little this evening. But yeah, great information, things that I had not really thought about, not being in military, being involved in the military. So it was very well done by both of them. And then quickly giving shout out to Director Lenz for her outstanding work. Both she and the folks at iParks did to make the state conference such a success. So, yeah.
Thank you. Questions for Phil? All right. So I'm gonna sort of be in an echo chamber. Phil and I and Michelle attended the Park District Conference. This was an interesting conference for me because I was more involved in the conference and a little bit with the conference planning as far as sessions that were approved, and fortunately one of them was Dr. Robinette and mine. So got to present this year at the IAPD conference and had a wonderful session. And one of our regional park districts attended that, Quincy Park District, and just how close of neighbors we are, and some of the carryover from our community that has helped them out with veterans fishing tournaments and things like that down in Quincy. So it was nice to hear from QPD on that. Also, Phil and I attended the business meeting, and just lets us know how positive of a direction that the Illinois Association of Park Districts is going, and the support they provide us in the work, or the info and the legal work they do to make our park districts as successful as they are. And then also got to moderate a conference session, so that was a new for me. Again, being more involved with conference work itself was a different perspective. Normally I just attend sessions, and this year was a mix of that. So with that, I'll move on to the director's report that Chris will give.
All right, thank you, and bear with me here. Hopefully the voice will hold out all the way through this. Rachel did want a key point. We are hiring for all seasonal positions. Those interested in working for our maintenance department, working at Ball 4, assisting with summer events, you can please check out the website for more information and apply. We are still searching. I know we kind of updated about the search for the MCSRA coordinator. We're still searching for somebody to take that position. It is a full-time position with benefits. If you know anyone who might be experienced with working with individuals with disabilities or programming experience, please send them our way. Can announce that solar is now live at all 3 sites, the office, Ball 4, and the Lakeview Nature Center. And with that, we are now going to working with our contractors to in-phase dashboard, which will give live data how much energy we are being produced and the environmental impact being made by each array. And we can see the top photo of this slide. It shows the CO2 reduction and equivalent how many trees would be planted or the amount of phones that would be charged for the energy saved. And we're currently working with Progressive Solutions, our energy firm, to create a live feed that shows our live solar field data, as shown in the lower folder there from the Sycamore Park District. And once this is all done, this will be incorporated into our website once completed. So I think that's going to be a really neat feature that the public can hop on and see how much energy we're saving with the solar panels. Coming up a little bit later on, we do have the draft of the budget and appropriation ordinance. This is only for review, and we'll pass this coming up in March. We also have coming up, we had a few instances last year with some program participants that sparked a need for a potential behavior code of conduct. Excuse me. Attached is draft policy up for approval that was developed utilizing several other park district behavior policies and also was reviewed by Attorney Sutton. We do have Resolution 25-1 coming up. That is to get rid of some items in maintenance that Jeff has no use for and is not of any use for the district. That outlines the items that gives the district the green light to take those items to public auction. And then finally, she's got her goals for 2025. After discussing with President Armstrong, this is just going to be a review this month, and we'll wait for official approval in March when she's here to be able to answer any questions or concerns that you need clarified. Thank you.
All right. So moving on, the presentation of the draft budget and appropriations ordinance. We all got this in our email.
And it's following the same format we've kind of tweaked here in the last few years. So if you do have any questions, of course, you can reach out to Rachel or I, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you.
Cool. Let's move on then to the,
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Real quick. So this will be available for the public.
It has
for the
been
30
available
days.
since yesterday to the public for the 30 days, and we will, as we said, we will finalize this come March.
Do you know at the top what percentage increase, or is it about the same budget amount?
I can tell you that the revenues are going to be a little higher this year because we should be getting the reimbursement on the Patton Park grant.
Okay.
So I do know that's one thing that kind of stands out from years past. So, and I have not run over the numbers completely all the way, for a while, so.
I haven't either, by the way.
So,
I just saw it a couple
I think
days
it's pretty standard, but like I said, with it being a draft, we can still make changes up to the point of the meeting in March at this point. So it's just, it's a review process now till March.
anything else on that? All right. Thank you. Presentation and possible action on the behavior conduct policy. So I think you covered the gist of this in the director's report, but you want to just hit the highlights one more time?
Yeah, it's, like I said, we had a few instances in the last couple of years where we feel like we may need to get something in place before things maybe get a little beyond where they are right now. It's just basically that they've got to follow the program, park facility rules, comply with the staff, no abusive or foul language, threatening or causing anybody to harm himself to other participants, guests, volunteers, or staff, and just basically by the rules and regulations. I said, not that we've had anything get to that point. I think this was just to kind of cover some
potentially
bases.
happen.
Yeah,
You
if
never
something
know.
would happen and stuff. So I think this, hopefully this is all we have to do with this and we'll be done. But, I do think it is good to get something in place just in case.
Yeah, I think we've always had guidelines for
We have had
certain
guidelines, but
expectations.
this is a little more
Written out and
specific.
more
I believe.
specific, I
Yeah.
think, is what I
Right.
noticed when I read through them.
Any more questions on that? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I would like to move that we approve.
Okay.
And I will second that.
It's been there's been a motion to approve in a second for the action on our behavior, accepting our behavior conduct policy. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Weiss,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Selders,
Aye.
Commissioner Armstrong.
Aye. All right, motion passes. Next, we will move on to presentation and possible action on Resolution 25-1, the personal property, the clearing out some of the excess from maintenance. If you look on your notes, we're looking at getting Construction King, Case 580C, Construction King loader and box scraper, Deutz tractor, a red trailer, Olathe tailgate, a little red trailer, and a cut-a-letter. Any questions for Chris on that? Hearing none, is there a motion for Resolution 25-1 to, for the sale or conveyance of personal property?
I'd like to move that we approve
Okay,
the property.
I'll second that we.
all right. It's been moved and seconded that we adopt Resolution 25-1, the sale or conveyance of personal property. Chris, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Armstrong,
Aye.
Commissioner Selders,
Aye.
Commissioner Ham,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamage,
Aye.
Commissioner Weiss.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Let's see, next we will have just a brief overview, presentation of the executive director's goals for this year. I think we can, if we have reviewed these, if there's no, since Rachel is not here to address these individually, if we want to reserve questions, email or call, reach out to her, if that's agreeable with everyone. And that'll be up for approval next month.
Correct.
Okay? Questions, concerns, gripes, or moans? All right, commissioners, do any of you have any open presentations or discussion of future items, agenda items? All right, well, having passed through our regular course of business, it would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you all very